What is a cyber trailer? Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Living Vehicle is co-founder Matthew Hofmann. Hi, Matthew. Great to see you again.
Hey, Fred. Good to see you again too.
Well, we're going to talk about the background of Living Vehicle again in a moment, but first we want to hear about the cyber trailer just announced, an all-electric, looks like off-grid kind of home. Tell us about it.
Yep, you got it. So Cyber Trailer, no secret, heavily inspired by the design of the Cyber Truck. What is seemingly a highly controversial foray into, you know, progressive, futuristic design, which personally I really took a liking to. Living Vehicle's always been pushing the bounds of design and capabilities and quality. And Cybertruck I think is a wonderful vehicle to pair with. So a lot of inspiration came from it. Cyber Trailer itself is a fully electric travel trailer with backup power in place, designed to get you off grid and power electric vehicles in addition to itself. So it's a completely self-sustaining off-grid unit.
Really interesting. So tell us as much as you can about it. I know we're early stages here, but for instance, I think you have some information out there as to what kinds of vehicles will be able to tow the cyber trailer.
Yep. So living vehicles traditionally are very heavy. They're built like tanks. And so, to date, all the units that we've had haven't been, you'd have to have a pretty heavy truck to tow. Cyber Trailer's going to be a half-ton towable product. So all of your standard F-150s, your Chevy Chevy and then GMC Ram 1500s. So capable with a full-size truck. You don't need your kind of heavy-duty series anymore. But in addition to that, we're really designing it to pair well with electric tow vehicles. That includes, of course, the Cybertruck, Rivian truck, and then other vehicles like the Ford Lightning all have towing capabilities that are in alignment with what the Cyber Trailer would work well with, would pair well.
So you do have other trailers, as you've mentioned, ranging from $300,000 and up, which we've talked about with you last year about. How are they different from this coming cyber trailer? Is this a different market you're going after?
Yeah, absolutely. So living vehicle, by our namesake, is first and foremost designed for living. And so everything we produced is, while it can be towed just like any other trailer, you do need a very heavy duty truck to tow it. And it's designed more as a semi-permanent off-grid solution where customers will take that trailer, put it on a plot of land, live there for a season or a semi-extended period of time. And they use it like you would an apartment, a high-end downtown apartment kind of thing. Now, the Cyber Trailer is going to be a much lighter weight product, more affordable. The Cyber Trailer starts at $175,000 and goes up from there depending on model and configuration that we'll be releasing in the coming months. Now, the Cyber Trailer is more about travel. So when pairing with a lighter weight truck, it opens up the market to a standard license. You don't need a commercial carrier to tow. So it's just like any other travel trailer. And because it's designed more for travel, it still embodies all the capabilities of a full-time living solution. But it's a little bit more geared towards regularized travel from point to point. So it's a little bit more recreational by nature. And it does provide a very wide range of solutions. And I'm very excited to release all the details on the interior and how we accomplish this.
Well, tell us what you can at this point. I saw something about being able to manufacture its own water supply, more or less. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so water generation is something that we've included in our product lines for several years now. We're the first maker to release this and integrate it. I'll take a step back. Water generation, which means just extracting water out of the air to fill up water tanks, it's a means to an end. Our goal is to create a vehicle for living and travel where it self-sustains itself. One of the major limitations in the industry, and it's not just electric vehicles, is infrastructure. And when you have that limitation built in, really the only place you can travel to is somewhere with hookups. whether it's a traditional RV or a recreational or an electrified RV. Everything I'm seeing on the market, you might be able to go off grid in what's called a self-contained unit, which means you can take your water and waste, and anything you leave with, that's your limitation. Energy as well. So living vehicle is designed to power itself from natural resources. And so our goal of what I call a net zero product is something that can exist independently without a charging station, without a dump station, without water hookups. And so it exists in nature, allows you to go further off grid, longer off grid, and not be beholden to RV parks or charging stations. So it's a closed loop system, and that's been our goal, is self-sufficiency.
Tell us about being able to go without a dump station.
So dump station, this is a lot of what we're going to offer with the Cyber Trailer is integrated systems for water and waste management. So the water supply solution is on the water generation side. So fill up your water tanks through water generation, and we'll be releasing the data on how much water you can produce. It will be more than we're currently offering. And then the waste side of things, first off, we got to recycle water. So there's systems in place that we're developing to recycle up to 95% of shower water or laundry water, stuff like that. So when you minimize the waste, then you have water reclamation, and recycling is the forefront. And then with traditional black water tanks, in RVs, basically go into a tank. There's any number of solutions, and I can't release much information on that, but we do have a waste management system built in to minimize that waste to the full degree possible, so that you can spend as much time off grid and limit going to those stations where you have to resupply.
Is one of your goals to be able to use the panels on the vehicle and your storage, your power storage to recharge the EV if you have one that's doing the towing? Is that possible?
Absolutely. So our goal there, of course, you're not going to be able to recharge an EV with just solar panels. I mean, no matter how many solar panels you put up on a travel trailer, you can max that out. That's going to give you more than enough power to supply the vehicle itself. So that's where we currently are. They're self-sustaining from solar. Of course, you got to have solar. Now, our position has always been one of backup and redundancy to have that in place. So if you're going off grid, having that backup fuel source on board to allow you to recharge the vehicle itself, but also the tow vehicle, because that's the major, when you start talking about electric vehicles, electric tow vehicles, when they're tied to trailers, as everyone knows, the range decreases. I recently took delivery on my Cybertruck, and we went to an event in Arizona, and we drive for 3 or 4 hours, and I mean, like anyone on the road, you need to take stops. And the charging infrastructure itself on highways and freeways is great, and whether you're driving for 200 miles or 400 miles, that really doesn't matter to me, and extending that range, if you go from 200 to 400, that's fine. I still need to use the restroom every so often when I'm traveling on the road. So stopping isn't that big of a deal. The thing that we see a limitation on is when you reach that final charging station from an electric vehicle standpoint, when you get out into nature, if you're relying on the battery in the truck and the battery in the trailer to extend your range, then when you get to your destination, you're basically out of fuel. Your energy supply is gone. And so our concept is get there and then have the solution of the trailer from integrated systems be able to extend the range of the vehicle itself. So you get to your destination overnight, you could recharge your vehicle using a level 2 charger, stuff like that, which allows you extended range. And then that will be through the combination of the energy system, the solar, and then backup power supply.
Really interesting. So would this be charged? Is the battery in the Cyber trailer chargeable at an EV station as well then?
That's the goal. Yep. So and multiple power sources. So power from solar, power from you have cross power as well. Not only charging stations, but you have power from the tow vehicle. So it can go back and forth. So if you have an electric vehicle, you could plug into that. And then if you need to, pull that back and forth, that's fine. Or you need to charge the electric vehicle from the travel trailer. So it's all about integrating those systems so that you can extend that time.
So some of the nuts and bolts here, what people would need to know if they're interested in buying one here. tell us about the process.
Sure. Very simple. We just released the product to the public last week. We're well over, I think we're approaching the near sold out mark for the initial tranche of production. So if you want to secure an order now, or at least get in line for your order when these do go to production, we are offering reservations. It's $100 to get a fully refundable reservation payment, so that when that production slot comes up, we reach out to you and you can submit your order. So, right now you can go to our website at livingvehicle.com and then click on the link Cyber Trailer right at the top on the navigation menu to submit a reservation payment.
So we kind of teased this at the top, but tell us, for people who aren't familiar with the company, some of the background here. This really is a family business.
Oh, it absolutely is. Yeah, I got into the RV industry about 15 years ago, working as an architect, and I quit my job and moved into a travel trailer. And then it was a very grassroots story. Brought family into the business, worked with my father, and we have been building. First started off as renovating trailers. We did over 400 vehicles as a specialty upfitter. And then Living Vehicle was our first soiree into a platform. So creating a product that is scalable and you can have different, we're not renovating, we're creating something. So the vision for Living Vehicle came 7 years ago, and we've been in production for the last 7 years. And we're producing, high-end luxury off-grid travel trailers.
Really terrific. And for more info, the best place to go?
livingvehicle.com. You can also reach out to us by email at hello@livingvehicle.com.
Terrific. Matthew Hofmann, thank you for spending time with us.
Great to talk with you today, Fred. Have a great day.